Today I'm going to show you an example of extremely bad gardening practice and the disaster which will occur if you allow it to happen. I'm sitting beside a young podocarpus tree which was given to us by Doug Smith, who also has a national collection of podocarpuses based in Kent, and this was a very special plant that he raised, which is a cross between Podocarpus totara and Podocarpus salignus. And when he gave it to us, it had a stake attached to it and a wire around the tree, which was then only, a little twig. And of course we never removed the wire, and so gradually the tree has grown its trunk up round the wire, and the wire is now buried in the centre of the trunk. And you can see very clearly where the wire is, because the tree hasn't yet covered the wire completely, but it's trying to do so. So what we've done is we've created a natural fault in this trunk and then in this rather exceptional plant simply because we didn't manage to remove a little piece of wire which was holding the plant in place when it was tiny. And let me now move on to show you what actually happened to the sister plant of this in a strong gale a week or two ago. So this was a plant identical to the one that I was sitting under a moment ago, and again you can see how we very stupidly allowed a piece of wire to remain cutting into the stem in a perfect circle because we simply didn't remember or notice in time to remove it as the podocarpus grew. And what happened? The wind came, a very top-heavy plant, and it snapped off, the whole trunk snapped off at exactly the place where the wire was. Common sense when you think about it, that leaving a piece of wire buried in the centre of the trunk was always going to create a weakness, and when the wind came, off the tree snapped. Now, knowing podocarpuses as I do, you can already see that there are some shoots from very low down on the trunk, and we do actually expect this podocarpus to shoot away and start again, but it was 6 or 8 foot tall, and it'll be quite a few years before we've got back to that. A very small thing, a tiny thing that could have been dealt with 5 or 6 years ago and wouldn't have caused any trouble at all, has led to the demise of, or near demise, of something really quite rare and special, and it was entirely our own fault and our own stupidity.